Mark Hamilton. With 38 years' experience in security, safety and crowd management worldwide, Mark has acquired considerable knowledge and understanding of the unique requirements for keeping spectators, audience, participants and performers safe at a wide range of events. His career began in 1973 working for Mecca Leisure, before working freelance for a number of event organisers and venues. In 1980, Mark founded Rocksteady, which had developed into the UK's most successful event security company when it was acquired by G4S Solutions UK in March 2008. Mark was retained by G4S and his current roles are Managing Director, UK Events, and Director Global Product Development for Events. He is also managing the company's contract for the London 2012 Olympic Games. Whilst Mark takes overall strategic responsibility for the events portfolio within G4S, he also maintains a tactical and operational interest, working on events including the Tea in the Park Festival, Wimbledon, and the Labour and Conservative Party conferences. The university houses the International Centre for Crowd Management and Security Studies, an industry partnership where Mark, in his capacity as one of the 12 industry partners, heads up this innovative and dynamic organisation. He is also a board member and trustee with the European and USA sections of the International Association of Venue Managers. He is also currently a review group chairman working with the Health and Safety Executive to develop a revised event safety guide, which is the UK's definitive guide on event planning and management. He is a leading authority on spectator safety and security at domestic and international football matches and has had a direct influence on the development of standards and training for stewards throughout the UK. Since 1989, Mark has been the Director of Security for the publishing and live music business owned by Sir Paul McCartney. In 2005, Mark was appointed Head of Security and Crowd Management for the largest one-day ticket event ever held in the UK, Live 8 in Hyde Park, London. Mark holds a Security Industry Authority Close Protection Licence, is a High Constable of the Port of Leith, Scotland, and Honorary Police Officer with the City of Gretna, Louisiana. Mark has both a foundation degree and a master's from Bucks New University and lectures on the foundation degree programme in crowd and safety management. He is the consummate security professional, diligently working on major projects across the globe and has supported the university in many ways during his long association with us. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Mark Hamilton, who is to receive the award of Honorary Doctor of the University in recognition of his very close associations with the university and the support he has provided in a variety of ways over the many years that he has worked with us.
On behalf of the Senate and the Council of Buckinghamshire University, I'm delighted to bestow the award of Honorary Doctor of the University on Mark Hamilton.
Anthony Ball. Tony served for 9 years in the British Army, leaving in 1988 with an exemplary record. Tony's career in security started whilst he was still in the Army in 1984, when he began to work part-time for Showsec International as a security officer. In 1992, Tony was appointed Operations Director at Showsec International. During this time, he managed large crowd events at venues such as Aintree Racecourse in Liverpool, Nebworth, and Milton Keynes Bowl, all with crowd capacities leading up to 150,000 people. He has worked in countries including Australia, Germany, and Russia, helping him to gain valuable knowledge and experience in the event operations, planning, crowd management, security, and crowd safety areas. In 1998, Tony founded Show and Event Security, which became within 2 years one of the market leaders in the field of crowd management for outdoor events. The company has been involved in large-scale events such as the V Festival, Party in the Park, the Golden Jubilee, and the Queen's concerts at Buckingham Palace. Tony put his portfolio of knowledge to good use in 2005 when he took part in Bucks University's pilot course in crowd and safety management. It was the first course of its kind to be designed for industry by the industry. His relationship with the university continued when he became a lecturer on the course and helped in the development of the International Centre for Crowd Management and Security Studies, founded at Bucks in 2004 with Mick Upton. Tony was awarded the Foundation Degree in Crowd and Safety Management in 2006 and continued his studies with the MA in Leadership Management, which he completed in 2009. Tony has a long pedigree of excellence in the crowd management industry, with highlights including coordinating the Bon Jovi Peace Concert in Moscow, the first major show by a Western rock artist in Russia, and the Wall Show in Berlin, which signalled the unification of East and West Germany. Tony recently carried out the crowd management for the royal wedding and has secured the crowd management role for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. Tony is the archetypal self-made man, coming to education late, but finding a thirst for knowledge. As a member of the International Centre for Crowd Management and Security Study Board from its inception, Tony has supported its development through generous donations, sponsorship activities, and training his own staff through the Centre's programmes, as well as developing new knowledge and leading initiatives throughout Europe. Tony is a true supporter of the university and a credit to his profession. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Anthony Ball, who is to receive the award of Honorary Doctor of the University in recognition of his very close associations with the university and the support he has provided in a variety of ways over many years that he has worked with us.
On behalf of the Council and the Senate of Buckinghamshire New University, it gives me great pleasure to confer the award of Honorary Doctor of the University on Anthony Ball.
Vice-Chancellor, thank you very much. Fellow academics, graduates, distinguished guests. I'm going to make a very short and brief speech. The main reason I'm standing here, Chris pointed out in his speech, relates back to 2005, when my friend, my boss, my adversary, my colleague, Dr. Mick Upton, basically approached me and said, would I take on the foundation degree, the pilot course in crowd and safety management? And not being an academic, being a practitioner, I willingly agreed as long as I had some support. And two people who have helped me on this journey considerably over the years, Professor Chris Kemp and Professor Patrick Smith. Patrick, I thank you. These people have been very instrumental in developing the knowledge that, if you like, practitioners lock away in their heads. And we take it for granted, it's what we do. Academia has brought that out and helped us to relay this knowledge. And I think one of the things that I feel most proud of achieving over the last few years is actually raising the standards within our industry. The crowd management industry, the standards we have taken to a new level. And it's resulting to one man's legacy, which is Mick's. Mick developed this. He's the one that pushed it forward. He's the man that strove to give us professionalism, recognition, and Mick, I thank you very much, and on that, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
This concludes the presentation of awards. The guest speaker at this afternoon's ceremony needs no further introduction, and I would therefore like to introduce Dr. Mark Hamilton, G4S Managing Director for UK Events, Director Global Product Development for Events, and Manager of the G4S contract for the London 2012 Olympic Games.
Good afternoon. You're quite a wonderful audience, I have to say, and I have got a bit of experience of audiences, so well done to all of you, and particularly all of you sitting here in the stalls. It's an honour and a privilege to be given the opportunity of addressing so many graduates, and so my sincere thanks to Buckinghamshire New University for my award and inviting me to be part of such a memorable and important moment in the lives of everyone in this theatre. I'm also fortunate to be surrounded by a number of academic staff who helped me work on university activities and during my own ongoing quest to learn. And in regard to both, I must especially thank Chris Kemp, Professor Patrick Smith, and Mrs. Theresa Moore. In particular, I'd also like to mention Mick Upton and Tony Ball. They were for many years my main business competitors, but we did share a vision that has now become a reality, and that's demonstrated in our collaboration with Bucks New University to improve industry standards. What Tony didn't mention, that this has affected and improved the safety of millions of people who attend live music and sporting events. So at this moment in time, you're thinking to yourself, well, these thanks are all well and good, but I've been really looking forward to this day, haven't you? You've all been looking forward to this day. Really proud of your achievement, surrounded by family and friends. And what's the story with this guy, Mark Hamilton, standing up here making this speech? Well, I'm fortunate because I get to say well done to all of you, so that's a bit of a result. So you've all spent different amounts of time dedicated and committed to graduating. In another word, to be successful. And I think I know a wee bit about all three, so I'd like to blend a few words together to perhaps explain. So, not only Bucks, but the other colleges who are represented here today have a fantastic range of courses available to those who want to make a better life. And gaining a qualification is exactly that, and that's already been mentioned. Improving yourself, someone that your family can be proud of, and to be a productive member of your community and society. So how productive can you be when you take away that little green folder today with that certificate inside in your degree? Well, so I thought I'd give this some perspective by skimming across the list of subjects in which you have all graduated and reflect on how people with the academic skills you now possess have impacted on my own experiences in life. And these are just some examples. So those of you who are involved in airlines and airports and tourism, well, I've experienced countless airports. I've travelled around the world on numerous occasions. I've flown in a variety of aircraft, including Concorde, private jets, helicopters. I've visited dozens of countries, and my flights are never late. Sports coaches. Sports played a big part in my life, as already been mentioned. In business, the company I founded was at the forefront of developing the safety culture that now exists in football grounds in the UK and in other countries. Crowd safety management. I've been applying this skill for over 38 years. It's allowed me to tour the world. I get to see all the best bands and be part of some very, very special events. Protective services, or what some people might call bodyguards. Well, I've been personal security to Paul McCartney for over 21 years. I even worked for the Beatles at one point, and I got a song credit on a John Lennon song. And more topical, I was actually with Lionel Richie doing a concert in Colonel Gaddafi's compound in Tripoli only 4 years ago. Leadership and management. Well, I've met kings and queens, presidents and prime ministers, and as a Bucks leadership and management graduate, I know that that qualification counts, especially when you're in the position I am now of being responsible for up to 20,000 people providing security for the London 2012 Olympics. Television. I've worked on TV shows, I've been interviewed on TV, and I have even appeared on TV when I didn't want to. Theatre. My career started in an old Victorian theatre. Visual effects. I once stayed on a place called Skywalker Ranch as the guest of George Lucas, the man who produced and directed the Star Wars movies, and I was given unique access to view firsthand the work of his visual effects company known as Industrial Light and Magic. Photography. I've worked alongside famous photographers such as Annie Leibovitz and Mario Testino, and I've even been chased by the paparazzi in France, Italy, and South America. So what does all that say about me? That I'm well-travelled? Probably. That I like to boast? Well, no, that's not the point. I've made this comparison across the range of coursework in my life experiences because of what it does not say about me and what you can achieve in life. And that is, in the early part of my life, as a child, I had a very serious disability. And I had to endure the taunts of being a cripple, which is the word people used to use in those days. When I became a teenager, I suffered from severe asthma, lost a childhood friend to the same medical condition. And that I came from a broken home and suffered the indignity of being homeless. So as you see me standing here now, heard a little bit about my journey through life. These different personal and business experiences now tell you something else about me that will resonate with your achievements today. That I was determined, yes, but I never allowed myself to become a victim. And I took responsibility for my actions. So mentioning my childhood, my youth, my career experience is not to boast. It's not because I'm unique. I highlight these because to demonstrate that you can also use the challenges that life throws at you to develop a certain mindset. That mindset meant that I took every one of life's experiences and thought of them as a building block. I envisaged a wall that was tall and broad with deep foundations. Each experience from childhood to adulthood I viewed as a block to be laid in place to build the wall. And that wall was my strength of character. So as each block was added, my character became stronger, enabling me to face even greater challenges, something others have mentioned today. In effect, I took the building blocks of disability, loss, and personal misfortune, and laid them alongside the blocks of positive experience. So as I grew older and the challenges became harder, where I had the responsibility for employing thousands of people and being accountable for the safety and security of hundreds of thousands, that wall, my mindset, helped to strengthen me. Some of the principles that went along with that. I believe hard work is always rewarded, that loyalty is a scarce commodity to be treasured. Take responsibility for your actions, do not do regret. Allow your instinct to guide you. Take every one of life's experiences and turn them into an opportunity. And I sum all of that up that says life is the most important asset. My mindset gave me the energy to work hard. It allowed me to establish an unrivaled business reputation and to build a very successful enterprise that achieved a globally recognized standard for excellence. Now, I know what all of you have achieved today, but what does that not tell me about you? Well, it doesn't tell me how easy or how hard it's been for you to reach this point in your life. It does not tell me what influenced your choice at university or college, or how much family, friends, and personal experience formed your judgment. What you have achieved today does tell me two things. That all of you, in your own way, have shown determination and taken responsibility. By arriving at this point in your life today, you have already decided to grow confidence in your own ability and be ready to face the challenges of the future. This is either the beginning or another leg of your journey, where you develop or apply your own mindset. Now, we've probably all heard of the people who view life as a glass half empty or a glass half full. One of my favourite sayings is that every cloud has a silver lining. That is mindset. One last thing on this subject. Mindset is not inherited. It is uniquely yours. So finally, there's an expectation on me as the guest speaker to conclude by imparting some nuggets of wisdom for you new graduates to take away from this occasion. And since I've met so many wise and educated people, it should be easy for me to provide you with some unique insight. So I thought I'd reach out to that font of all knowledge, Google. And so, for those who wish to take up public speaking, go to www.speechtipsforgraduationguestspeakers.com, where it advises, do not talk for too long, as the graduates have probably better things to do than listen to you. If any of you are thinking about further academic studies, this one is from www.plagiarizingthedissertation.com, It's easier to tell the truth. That means you don't have to remember anything. For the deeper thinkers amongst you, some days you're the statue, and some days you're the pigeon. Takes a bit to sink in, that, doesn't it? And lastly, just 5 words from my most famous client, Paul McCartney, who wrote that all you need is love. Thank you and good luck.